Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Earthlings everywhere, Martians and all that. Hope you're all doing really well today. Right, let's get stuck in. I have made notes. Because when I first saw that video of Meghan and Harry, apart from the fact it just came across as really staged and fake, I thought there's something wrong there. Can't quite put my finger on it, but a lot of you put my finger on it. Wealth of information, thoughts and opinions in the comments on the video yesterday. Thank you all so much. But firstly, I just want to bill one of us here, one of the community, Trish, has done a podcast, a comedy of Meghan and Harry, and that's on her website. So link in the description. And it's called Trish Ollman.com, TrishOllmanAuthor.com stroke podcasts. So you might find that amusing. I haven't actually watched it myself. I was supposed to mention it about a week ago and I completely forgot with everything that's going on. So I've done that now. Okay, Trish. She's a fabulous, big participant here in the community. And actually, not only her, a lot of people have been targeted. Do you know what I mean? By Sugars, Christopher Boozy, remember Wally, Trevor, all that stuff. Wasn't Christopher Boozy featured on Meghan and Harry's Netflix docuseries of which they had full editorial control? Sorry, just love to ram that one home. I'm never going to let that drop. I am never going to let that drop. And then they're there with kids who are promoting anti-bullying on the internet. And yet Harry and Meghan have endorsed, invited and included someone like Christopher Boozy, who I have seen the tweets. They're vicious, they're bullying, he doxed Sue Smith. Not only did he say her real name, he said she works here, her son has autism, woohoo! And they've got the front, sorry, to get involved with a young charity. Sorry, what now? Did I hear that right? Anti-bullying? Harry and Meghan? Ooh, more front than Beachy Head, as we say where I come from. Beachy Head being a great big cliff. Well. I do believe that a lot of you who commented and said she's just worming her way back in for a second bite of the cherry with the royal family because it's just dawned on her. But it wasn't until Hollywood A-listers and a big Hollywood agency said, listen, love, you're nothing without the royal family. You're nothing. If you were good, you'd have made it before that. Pre-Harry. You better start kissing some royal butt. Well, I'm sorry, but that's a little too late. Apart from including Christopher Boozy on their Netflix docuseries. Sorry, yeah, I am going to keep mentioning that. Weren't there allegations of bullying staff at Buckingham Palace? Hasn't Harry called the First Amendment bonkers? Isn't Harry involved with the, the Aspen Report, which is there to stamp all over free speech? Because what he sees as online bullying is actually criticism. And anyone who's not from Britain, trust me, our British press were lovely to them. They were lovely to them. They were positively tiptoeing through the tulips when it came to stories of Harry and Meghan. It took about, I think, 18 months before our British press started to turn a little. And believe me, if Meghan thinks that's bad, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. She really doesn't understand how bad things can get. They can be really vicious. I would suggest that maybe she make a telephone call to Heather Mills, because I watched that and that was vicious. They used to call her Mucker. That was the headline. Mucky Mucker, and mucking in the dirt, in the mud. Oh, Meghan. Look up some of the archives on Heather Mills. And I'm not a Heather Mills fan or an anti-fan, but I think she took a lot. Meghan, they criticised my avocados and my black nail varnish. Oh my God. Wait till they really get their teeth stuck in. One of you, and I forget the username, but he's got a man. I think he's a journalist and he comments on here, but not all the time. He and I are in agreement. Big things are coming out in the press because the press are regurgitating a lot of old stuff. Right, let's get on with some other things. Tabitha, again, someone who comments here a lot. Tabitha says that she worked in movie making and editing through the 80s and 90s. She's more than familiar with CGI, and she said to me, you can take it to the bank, that video of Harry and Meghan yesterday is CGI. And I am inclined to agree with her. I'll take a word for it because she's the expert. I'm not so familiar with CGI. What I will say is I remember Oprah and Obama doing a thing where they were sitting in a room together and bragging and going, oh, we're actually sitting on opposite ends of the country. We're not actually in the same room together. Isn't this CGI brilliant? Well, they blew a big secret there. So, yeah, a little weird. I haven't had a chance to watch any YouTubers over the last few days. I did see a lot of you said that, I think it's the Royal Grift had mentioned that, you know, Meghan's head at a certain angle, she's, you know, you can see the jaw tense. Yeah, I see that too. And yes, I did see that a lot of you had said River had made a comment about her polo neck, which I shall not repeat. I did laugh. The general consensus of opinion, I've just had a look at the sort of Google headlines, what we're being shown down here in Spain is no one's buying it. Everyone's like, that's bullshit. That is just Harry and Meghan. There've been, like I said yesterday, there've been loads of divorce rumours, separation rumours, and the press and the public, the general consensus from what I can see, not just in the comments here, but everywhere globally, is everyone's calling BS on it. And a lot of you have mentioned, I didn't know this, that Justin Trudeau of the Canadian Prime Minister, he and his wife apparently are getting divorced or separating. And yet a lot of you in Canada and other parts of the world had said, oh, but they were doing lots of PR, cozying up, kissy, and everything's fine until very, very recently. And they've clearly been in negotiations over a separation for a long, long time. Yes. Some people have said they think Harry and Meghan separated after the Queen's funeral. I would speculate, and it is only speculation, I don't know this, they could be completely in love, truly in love. I would suggest last September after the booing at the Jubilee. I think that's when problems started. I really do. Oh, and someone commented and said, is 40 middle-aged? That's an interesting question. Yes, in my book it is, because I think they said they were 38. Middle-aged literally means halfway through life, and life expectancy when I was younger was 80, and it's been getting longer and longer and longer. Like in Victorian days, they were lucky to make it to 30, weren't they? Whereas these days, with the changes in health, diet, exercise, awareness, lots more safety laws, maybe people they are regularly really living to 100 and over on that score. So yeah, maybe now 50 is middle-aged. But when I look at Meghan, I just see a middle-aged housewife. Sorry, Christopher Boozy. Who's Christopher Boozy again? Oh yeah, he's that guy who featured on Harry and Meghan's Netflix docuseries, of which they had full editorial control. And finally, the thing that was really bugging me about that video, and I'll put a link to the People thing again so you can all go and watch it again, is how fast the shots were of Harry and Meghan. I mean, blink and you miss it. Why? Normally it's not like that. Normally it's me, isn't it? So why all of a sudden such quick shots? Could it be that they were sitting in completely different places, different countries, different continents? Could that be the answer? And that the editors didn't want that to come across? Maybe. And who made that video? Like, this is another question I've got. It's actually been released on the Young People's Charity, the anti-bullying thing. But did those kids go and film Meghan and Harry? Or did Meghan and Harry's PR create that video and give it to the charity so they could release it? Because they always seem to do it that way round. They don't release stuff themselves. They do these charitable, benevolent acts of kindness, one act of compassion at a time, and they never release the video themselves. They give it to the charity to release on their Twitter or their website, and then they make sure it's all over the headlines. But who makes the videos? Were the kids videoing Meghan and Harry? I don't think so. Curiouser and curiouser, isn't it? And I do believe that there are going to be announcements. When I say imminent, we're not living in an Instagram internet speed timeline. We're living within a normal, real timeline. And Thursday today, isn't it? So her birthday's tomorrow. Maybe there'll be more announcements then. And as someone said, of course she's going to go to Invictus because the cameras are there. But she couldn't help Harry promote his book or go to all the boring court cases or go to the coronation. I suppose there are cameras at the coronation, or she can't go on holiday to Balmoral. There'll be no cameras there. But she can go to Invictus where there are cameras. Fair point. I think that's a very, very good point. So I'm loving your comments. And because I haven't got time to watch other YouTubers at the moment, I do appreciate it when you tell me all about what's going on, and I will hopefully catch up on the gossip. I hope you all have a spectacular day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are on planet Earth. And as always, look forward to hearing your thoughts, opinions, theories, and of course, free speech. Thank you very much for listening.